How y'all doing? My name's Ruben, and I'm with 5 Minute Warning. I appreciate the fact that you've downloaded our episode today. But of course, just to let you know, we are live on Sundays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you can join and talk with us and everything. You can check us out on Twitch. You can check us out on YouTube. Just put in 5 Minute Warning and join us live on the show every Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And thank you for downloading this episode, and we'll talk to you soon.
The following program is rated MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
This week on the 5 Minute Warning.
It's not that I disagree with what he said, but I think when Moby said we need to stop giving out invitations to the cookout so fast, that really hit me in a way in which I started really paying attention. And I was like, yeah, the criteria needs to be, you need to have a good credit score. The only way to have a good credit score, part of the only reason to have a good credit score is not just paying your bills, not just sacrificing, but time.
Show that gives you everything and nothing at all. That's everywhere you don't want to be. It's Ruben, Mo B, and on the ones and twos, AG.
The 5 Minute Warning.
Welcome to a brand new episode of 5 Minute Warning. Of course, always it's your man, Ruben, in the house tonight to help you cascade into the new season they call spring. And always with me is my cousin on the ones and twos, AG.
What's happening, y'all? How you doing?
It's springtime.
It's spring? I thought spring was like in April. Is it March?
It feels like spring.
I'm glad we're going on your feelings, sir. And if it was in March, it would have happened on the 21st. So
we do a lot of things because of my feelings. But to answer your question,
I'm gonna leave that alone.
Meteorologists usually consider March 1st as the beginning of spring. However, the first official spring is March 1st. A lot of people like to talk about the 19th, 20th, and 21st. So technically, yes, we are in springtime. We're no longer in wintertime. F that shit. Yeah, like, woot, woot. So, come on, man. You're not happy it's spring, man?
I'm happy I have another day on this earth, sir.
I mean, me too. But, you know, if I gotta choose, I like that day to not be winter. But I appreciate my winter days because I'm here.
Do you really? You spend a lot of time complaining.
Hey, just because I complain, I don't mean I don't hate.
Actually, they're synonymous, honestly.
Well, yeah. I guess what I was saying is I appreciate the fact that I'm still on this planet enough so I can hate on the fact that I hate winter.
So wait a minute. You appreciate God for giving you another day to hate. That's the biggest oxymoron ever.
I'm just saying.
Okay, Ruben.
I mean, look, you know, I'm not going to sit here and talk about, you know, I know a lot of words and I'm a theologist and I know all that stuff. All I know is everybody's put on this planet for certain things. Me, I'm put on this planet to enjoy life and to express my opinion with others, especially those who listen to us on this podcast. Because if I'm not supposed to be doing this podcast and spreading my opinion to the masses, then I wouldn't be doing it. So, I mean, you know, so I do appreciate the fact that I woke up today. I appreciate the fact that I'm breathing today. I also appreciate the fact that, yes, there's another day to throw a little bit of hate out there. Because, hey, look, if I don't do it, who's going to?
So many people.
Exactly. But I'm only doing it on this show. So everybody else, like Jason Whitlock, F that guy. So, yeah, man, it's what it is right now, man. You know, sometimes you just got to start the show with a bunch of F-bombs. people.
Do you have to? I didn't think there was a thing where it says your show will be so much better if you do that.
I don't have to. But
What's up, Mo?
What's up?
What's going on, Mo? It's a choice, man.
Yeah, yes, that's much better.
All choices aren't good, but there are people out there who don't have choices to do anything. So they gotta live by whatever it is. I'm proud to have a choice. So it may not be the one that everybody wants, but it's a choice. What's going on, Moby?
Not much, man.
You're a little short today.
How did I get shorter?
I don't know. Your head's at the
It's the
bottom.
angle, but I was going to say he's never short. It's just perspective,
That's true.
sir. You're okay. It's okay, Ruben.
What is in the portrait in the background?
Baby clothes, I think, right?
Behind you?
What, this?
Yeah.
It's a dress.
Oh, I didn't know what it was. That's why I was asking.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't really tell it's a dress from here. Not from here. I mean, I'm just saying. You're right there. Of course you know it's a dress. Okay, that's cool too. How's your day? How's your weekend, man? How's your week?
All right.
All right, man. Of one week.
AG, what did Ruben say that disappointed you earlier? Because I came in with you sounding disappointed in him.
Well, you could come in so many times, and that would be the case. But this particular time, he continues to hate on winter, and
Not your wife. Just.
I mean, I figured it was the cold.
exactly.
Yeah.
And he hates on winter so much, he's decided to take away the de facto date of March or April 20th. I think it's March 20th or April 20th, and then make it the first week in March is spring.
That's what it said on the internet, man. I looked it up.
Okay.
A lot of people,
A lot of who? People like you?
No, like people who actually know shit. Like they say March 1st is the first day of spring. However,
Who said that?
Since when?
oh my God,
Bro, it's March, what, 20th? Is the last day of winter?
And that's the next thing I said. I said, well, anyway, you're like a week late, because it's like, if it is in March, which I believe it is also, it's the 20th. And I'm like, okay, dude, do you,
This is
man?
that
It's like March 20th is spring, and then June 21st is like summer.
Right.
okay, look at this. That's why I wanted to show you what I was looking at, because this is where I got the answer from. All right, astronomical spring starts with the spring equinox, when the sun's directly over the equator and day and night are nearly equal. Now, I'm sorry, that's the wrong one.
I was about to say, because it clearly says it highlighted March 20th.
No. Here it is. There it is right there. That's the start of the meteorological spring. So what? All right. So that's what I read. And that's fair. I mean, I don't care. I know it's spring. I don't know when it was, but it's spring. So like, that's all that really matters.
Well,
It was spring last week.
You passed by where it actually had the date highlighted.
I saw that, yeah, because I highlighted it. Yeah, 1944. Like, I know it was spring. Damn it. Like,
Look, man, we're not going to do this, sir. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing?
I mean,
If you want it to be
He
spring,
just hating on cold, man.
exactly.
all day.
If you want it to be spring in this next hour and a half, it is spring, sir. All the
But it
birds are
is spring.
tweeting around and the flowers are blooming.
Today's the 29th of March.
I hear what you're saying. Yes, you are right, sir.
I just don't understand, man. If you hate this weather so much, man, maybe you should just get yourself a passport and go to Florida, man.
3 weeks
won't
ago,
have to
when you
worry
weren't on
about
the
it.
show, we discussed that, and he did. I told him, I said, "Be perfect. You just moved to San Diego." He refused.
That too.
He refused. And this is before gas was out of pocket.
Look,
See,
man,
here's the thing, AG. He can't do anything that will prevent him from bitching. He need like, yo, this dude is gonna get kicked out of heaven because he's gonna be like, it's too goddamn perfect up here. He's gonna say that. He's gonna literally, it's too damn perfect up here. Like,
Man,
I'm trying to figure out where the lie is, man. I'm trying to figure out where the lie is.
Hey, I love my cousin, I love you, man. I've known you my entire life, but I cannot defend you right now.
I'm just trying to figure out what the lie is. It is perfect in heaven.
And
What's wrong with-
that's the whole point. You will find something.
And you're gonna be like, man, it's boring. Ain't nothing to do here.
I doubt that. I'm pretty sure there's some shit to do there. I'm just saying.
I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure you'll find something to complain about. And I'm pretty sure Jesus will give you a pass because he knows that about you. He know. He like, I created a perfect hater. I know what I did.
No, how people say it? God know your heart.
Yeah, God knows your heart. And he knows there's plenty of hate in it. There's plenty of hate in it.
But, it's not hate for everybody. It's just hate for certain things.
I didn't specify
Ruben,
where that hate is, just that there's an absorbent amount of it.
I listened to episode 314 or 313 the other day.
Yeah.
AJ, you could have said you listened to any episode.
He's not wrong. And you were going on and on. I was like, Ruben.
About what?
Does it matter?
It doesn't. I forgot what it was.
I just want to remember what the hate was about. That's what I was asking.
I
hate on a lot of stuff.
I just can't remember right now. I just remember being in the car just shaking my head like, bro. But it was hilarious. I mean, it's like racism. Sometimes racism is easier to take when it's funny. I mean, I think about Moby a lot.
Racism is always easier to take when it's funny.
Because like the woman said, man. Especially with the chimichangas.
Oh, man. Oh, speaking of that, I'm glad you brought that up because my wife looked it up and she was like, that's not real. It's a parody of something that was real in 1995. So I was hoping that was the case, but because it seemed so real, I was like, okay, but it's real, meaning it did happen, but somebody took something that was much more wholesome and made it that. So I just wanted to put that out there for the people. If you listen,
funny as shit.
Huh?
Still was funny as shit.
It really was. But anyway, that was hilarious. So if you listen to the show from last week and you listen to the intro,
chimichangas.
Oh man, hilarious.
I mean,
but anyway, Ruben, this is your show. Your name is on the marquee. You can hate all you want to, sir.
I don't really hate that much.
Ruben, you hate every week.
Sorry, bro.
And you out here telling them lies. What in the world? Come on.
You got it, bro. You got it.
I mean, I don't know what to say. So Moco Cowboy says, AG, say something that he likes something he actually hates to see if he's consistent.
Well, actually, he did it last week because he loves to talk about Peeps. In fact, he loves it so much he thinks we love it.
Yep.
And he still found something to complain about.
I never said that.
I'm just saying to you, that's your take on it, because when I said it meant nothing to me, you were like, ouch.
That hurt, man. We've been doing 6 years of Peeps around Easter, man.
And we've been complaining about it. We've been super consistent about how we don't give a F about them Peeps. We've been super consistent about it.
Because Moco Cowboy, the two flavors that I thought were interesting, he said it was dumb. Oh, that's what it was. You were going, I'm so glad I said it. Reminded me, it's like a memory castle in there. What you were saying was you were complaining about the fact that you thought that wedding showers were stupid. You went on and on and on. And I was like, bro. And I was just, look, man. I was like, look, you can't say that stuff, man. You can think it, but you can't say this stuff, bro. Ruben, you got your feelings hurt because I said Peeps mean nothing to me. Could you imagine if your significant other, which presumably is a female, heard you say what she liked and what made something matter to her in her life was dumb? End quote? That is not going to go well, sir.
Moby.
What?
Did you have a wedding shower?
No.
Do you know what a wedding shower is?
Yes.
Have you been to a wedding shower?
No.
Do you think they're important?
It's not what I think. I mean, I don't think baby showers are important. I don't think actual weddings are important. Like, the idea is getting married. But here's the thing. nowhere along the whole wedding process was I going, this is stupid.
No,
Because I know better. No. Because if she likes it, I love it.
Exactly. And that's exactly
Okay.
what I told her.
So
Because he was like, well, she gonna get presents twice. I said, Ruben, if she sets it up that way, absolutely. She's gonna get
That's the
wedding.
point. I respect the hustle.
Right. Because you get a present on the wedding shower, then you get presents at the bachelor party or the bachelorette party, and then you get wedding presents. And everybody brings like 3 presents depending on how it's all set up. Like I told you, my wife had one, and she got one set of presents for that, and then she got some more stuff when we got married.
See, Ruben, what they've done is they used what we don't necessarily like against us. You see, because at one point in time there used to be such thing as engagement parties. Remember hearing that?
I do remember that.
And they remember how much we didn't give a fuck about those. So they were just like, well, let's just have a wedding shower so I can get gifts. Because nobody cares about, if y'all don't care about the engagement party, if you don't care about getting to get free shit, I'll take the free shit. And I respect the hustle.
So here's a fair question. Was wedding showers ever brought up while y'all were doing them wedding stuff? Was it ever brought up in any conversation?
Because in my case, I am married to an introvert. She wanted nothing to do with it. The wedding shower / bachelorette thing that she had, her co-workers did that unbeknownst to her, and they just said, show up here and this is what's happening. So if it had been up to her, there would have been nothing again. But her niece, again, like I said, she had a wedding. She had a wedding shower. I'm sure she'll have a bachelorette party. And mind you, her mom, who lives in Houston, flew in for a few hours to attend. And we took her to the airport same day. Yeah, how much money that cost? But again, it's not about you, it's about her.
So let me ask this question then. I think it's a fair question.
Okay.
People gonna get mad at me. It's cool. I'm used to hate mail.
It's not a fair question if you know people are gonna get mad at you. That means it's a loaded question.
Exactly. You know. He already knows. Let's go ahead.
That's right. Is it WPS?
No, not at all. Not even close.
No. Don't look.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do that. I've been on this plan for 50-some years, man. I ain't never heard of a wedding shower till last week.
Women with pigmentation are not gonna let white women have this hustle all to themselves. I promise you that, bro. Just because it's kind of a new occurrence, just because they just started, to publicize it, don't think that it ain't gonna be mainstream amongst the community pretty soon.
So hold on.
We have promposals now. Black people have promposals.
I like the dude who made one with the cotton on there.
No, I don't like that because that is racist.
One of the funniest shows ever, sir.
That's his one pass.
You say what you want.
I heard that show 6 months ago. I was weak. That was hilarious.
I mean, the man had a poster when you go to a prom with me with God.
I think he called him. I think he called him Lil Zach. Did you call him Zach?
I don't remember what I called him. That's your one pass.
Exactly. I remember that part. He said that's your one pass,
bro.
Yeah,
but her ass went with him to the prom, though.
She sure did.
One pass, man. One pass.
Yeah, the cotton. That was so brilliant.
No, it wasn't brilliant. It wasn't brilliant.
It was brilliant for comedy.
It wasn't. It was
terrible.
It was more than problematic, sir. It was, but I'm like, wow.
But that shit was funny.
Okay. I will say this, Ruben, something I thought about that would get under your skin, and presumably you've skipped this, but if you're married to the right woman, which I'm sure the percentages are much bigger than for this to happen than they were 20 years ago. But if your wife is pregnant, you owe her a gift, her baby. It's called a push gift.
The fuck is that?
When she pushes that baby out, you owe her a reward.
I gave her a gift.
A big ring, or car, money, whatever. Yeah.
A house?
Yeah, that too. She's going to get the house anyway because that's your job.
I mean,
I'm just saying a push gift is.
I mean, you know what? I can see that. long as you finish through with the kid thing.
It doesn't matter if she finishes or not, sir. In
Yeah,
fact, you
nope,
probably
nope.
owe her more if something, God forbid,
What kind of
it's a
craziness is
stillbirth or something goes wrong. So you owe her
geez.
more at that point. And you're liable not to get another chance at it because she might not feel like it. So guess what? Buckle up, sir. You dodged the bullet with that one.
Yep, don't expect me having no kids.
Just saying. Stay away from young girls then. That's all I'm saying.
First of all, we not doing that.
And when I say young, I mean like 35, 40,
Okay, that's fair. I mean, a push gift? I ain't never heard that shit.
I'm telling you, if there are any women on the comments, if you're hiding and you're not commenting, but you're listening, put it on the comments and let this man know what a push gift is, because it's legit.
Moby, did you give your wife 2 push gifts?
Gave her 2 push gifts, Kira and Cadence.
Thank you. Thank you.
Strong,
That doesn't prove me wrong. That doesn't prove me wrong. It's just for him.
Most effective 60 seconds of my life, baby.
I mean, I don't see why I would give
60 seconds.
give my wife any different.
I mean, I added them up together, so.
Wow. 30 seconds. So honestly, in the years that we've been doing this show, it's gone from like 3 minutes to now it's 30 seconds now.
Hey, look, man, the older I get, the more honest I can get about myself. You know what I'm saying?
Really? Okay. Usually with big fish stories, they don't get smaller and smaller. They used to get bigger and bigger, but apparently that's not the case with you.
Hey, look, man, like I ain't got time to be lying no more, man. Like I can't keep up with the lie, so I'm starting to lean in on the
A
truth.
couple of years from now, it'll be 15 seconds of baby. Watch.
Hey, man.
Maybe. I mean,
It might be a turkey baster soon.
Hey.
Nah. Trust me. I was there. It was all me.
I mean, just because you was there, it was all you. That don't mean you need some help to put it in.
I felt,
Squeeze.
I felt the 2 out of 3 requirements, so I was good.
2 out of
2
3.
out of 3.
Yeah, warmth, moisture, friction, and we only need 2 to bust.
I can't find a lie in that, sir. As dark as it is, there's no lie there. Just saying.
I mean, wait, I got no comment on that.
You should.
I don't think anybody should. With that being said,
Hey, look, I've said up here numerous times, my pullout game was highly untested.
very true.
And so far, it's weak. I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's non-existent.
That's fine.
I mean, well, all right. AKA, Moby's pullout game is weak.
But he's always said that, so it's not
I
news.
know. I was going to say that's not even the first time he said
news.
that.
In fact, I'd be more accurate. It's just non-existent. You know, it's just non-existent. Like,
How you know you've been doing this show a long time? Because everybody knows that Moby's pullout game is non-existent.
Like, did you pull out? What the fuck is that?
First of all, you even asked that question? Like, what are we doing? You're all married and stuff. You shouldn't be asking that question.
I'm just saying.
Nobody should be asking that.
If anybody ever asks, like, hey, pull out of what?
What kind of game is that?
Pull out the driveway? Yeah, every morning to go to work. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Jesus. So, this week, I have a question that we're going to talk about. Well, not really a question, I guess. Well, we'll see. So, as we know, we've talked about many times on the show that I think we've literally talked about every type of man that, we're supposed to be to a point, such as we've talked about the simp. We might have briefly talked about the macho man, not Randy Savage. We've talked about the dude who doesn't care about shit. And then we've talked about the hoe, the man whore. But my question, guys, is this. I don't think any of them are what you would be considered as the normal man. So what is the normal man? A little bit of everything. I mean, a little bit of, whatever. I was about to start singing, the song, but I can't remember it now, so it's whatever. Moby, you raised your hand for some odd reason. Like we're in school or some shit. Like, you got a microphone?
Oh, I wasn't really raising my hand. I was just stretching my shoulder because I've been sitting in this uncomfortable position. But cool.
AG did not look like he was raising his hand.
It really did.
I
mean,
I looked at the camera. I was like, "Oh yeah, it does look like I'm just raising my hand." But
I thought he had some fire. He couldn't keep to himself.
I know, right? I was like, "Oh shit, we about to blow this shit up early."
nah, man, I can't answer your question though.
Okay, God bless America. Why can't you answer the question?
No, I said I can.
Okay, good.
It depends on what woman's telling the story. Because every guy is every one of those characters to at least one woman.
Yeah.
I know I've been the man whore. I know I've been the nonchalant guy. I know I've been the simp. Like there's a woman out there that can tell you a story of me that I would be like, it's not indicative to who I am as a whole, but in that moment I'd be like, I mean, you know, from your perspective, maybe.
So you've been a simp before?
Every dude has, and it don't have to be financial. Every dude has tolerated some shit that they really that in retrospect they just like, man, there's no way I should be tolerating this shit because, you know, for whatever reason, like vagina, like something comes up and like, hey, look, man, I've stayed in relationships for like months on end just because like every time I wanted to break up with her, she did the thing that, you know. The thing.
She did the thing.
Either she did the thing or she let him do the thing. Either way.
Sorry.
Either way, you know. And then she was like, "Do you have something to talk about?" Nah, I'm good.
So that actually happened to you before. You're about to break up my chick.
Slips my mind.
Absolutely, because women know. They know when they're not really into you, but they want you around. They know what to do. They know what to do and when to do it. Because they can feel a shift, and it's just like, okay, I got to do that thing so I can keep him hanging on.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even say it was like break up. Yeah, I wouldn't even say it was like break up. I think it was just somebody I was entertaining, and every time I told myself I wasn't gonna entertain this no more, like she entertained me, and I was like, dang. Well, I guess it's all right 4 more times.
You say 4 more times?
But this is it. And then I had that. You know, every guy's had that look at themselves in the bathroom when you're looking in the mirror and you go, "This is it, motherfucker. We are not doing this no more."
Are you looking at yourself or are you looking at your dick?
No, he's looking at himself, but he's probably thinking with it though.
Both.
You will control yourself. I mean, because let's be real, penises have gotten more men in trouble than anything else in this world.
I disagree.
No,
the penis is just a tool. It's the emotions that we don't logic things out, even though we're logical creatures. We respond in a way in which is not conducive to anything good in our lives to a woman every time. That's why the Garden of Eden went the way it did. Whether you believe in it or not, whether you think it's a myth or not, whether you believe in it wholeheartedly, everything went down because a dude was thinking emotionally. He responded to something that meant nothing, not the God that could kill him. Eve meant nothing. I told you this on this show before. Nothing happened when Eve ate the apple. She meant nothing. When he ate it, everything blew up. And men still do it to this day. We'd have more money and more peace if we chose to do things logically. Like I talk to Lauren about this all the time. And it's just like, girl, if something happened to you, I would never date anybody else again. Ever. Because if I take any woman that you pick and I list just the things that I observe and I list them on a piece of paper, I ask myself, when I look at that piece of paper, would you sign up for this? Would you sign up for this service, this product? And 9 times out of 10, it's like, ew, no. But men do it constantly. If you took your spouse or your girlfriend or some woman that you think you like, and you listed everything that you think she is, good or bad, for better or worse, and you looked at that and you made a logical decision, 9 times out of 10, you wouldn't be with whoever that was. So men respond emotionally, and we get ourselves into all kinds of trouble.
See, you say emotionally, and I say most of the time I feel like we're chasing peace wrapped in a feeling. And what I mean by that is we're always searching for peace, and we're always searching for that feeling. And most of the time, the most peaceful feeling that we feel is that nut.
You're not wrong.
That's not peace. That's satisfaction.
It's the same thing.
Thank Ruben.
It is not.
My man.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
You ain't never missed. And let me explain it, AG. I'm not saying it's lasting peace. I'm not saying it's logical peace. I am letting you know it is devoid of all logic.
Yeah.
Which is why immediately after we get that feeling, that's when we start thinking. Like, especially when we chase that feeling with the wrong person, and we go, ooh, why did I do this? Like 30 seconds ago, this felt great. And now the piece is over with. So you know what we gotta do now? We gotta go chase that piece again. We're just always, so it's not the penis. It's that chase for that one moment of clarity that is so fleeting. And the older you get, the more you realize how fleeting it is. When you're younger, you feel like,
so
oh
right.
man, I can just find that. Man, I can find it like that. And then when you get older, you're just like, man, it comes with so much other shit though, man. Like,
yeah, but you're so right. Like when it happens, nothing else matters for those 5 seconds.
just chasing, it's peace. As a guy, I can't think of any time I am more at peace than the second pump. That second, right when that first explosion happens. Not the first one, it's the second one. The second one is when you're like, yep.
I hear what you're saying and I understand it, but I'm not going to call that.
It's not logical, AG.
I hear what you're saying, but it's not in my mind. That is not what peace is.
Oh no, that's why I said peace disguised as a feeling. It's not peace. I'm acknowledging it's not peace.
Okay, that's where I was confused. I'm like, that's not peace.
It's a feeling.
But see, that goes back to the emotional part.
Yeah, that's why I said I wouldn't call it an emotion. It's chasing the peace feeling.
So basically, you're chasing a high.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Nothing else matters.
That's all it is.
Well, like I said, man, like for me, like the older I get, for me, it's like, if you can't make my life better, even if you make my life better by not making it worse, it's not worth my time. That's post-nut clarity that comes with wisdom and experience. You know, that's why I said when you're older, you realize, oh, it comes with other stuff. But when you're younger, you just got to get that other hit, man. Like you just like Pookie. It just keeps calling you, man. Like it keeps calling me. I understand. I'll leave it at that. I understand.
I mean, that's why some dudes stay in horrible relationships.
All the times I ever stayed in a horrible relationship, man, I wasn't thinking logically. I was thinking about the pain I felt when I decided to move on, but I couldn't move on, so I go back. That's why I keep saying, for me, it's like I made an emotional decision and I chose not to be disciplined.
Yeah, I don't know if guys stay in bad relationships for that reason, Ruben. I think guys stay in bad relationships longer because we're innately more loyal. And I don't mean that to like do the whole men versus women thing, but I think we're innately more loyal to things that involve work, because most things in our life require work. So anything worth having, we know we're going to have to work at, and we know that work isn't something you typically enjoy. It's a process. It's just like people who work out all the time. Do they really like working out all the time? Some might learn to like it, but
no
initially, it's the work. You're chasing the work. And I think men are innately more like programmed to be like, hey, just because something's hard and it doesn't feel good doesn't mean I'm not supposed to keep doing it. Where our counterparts are just like, hey, if this, once they get to the point where it's not making them happy, now they're just like, it's not serving me anymore, and it's like that. But that's not what work is. But different views on life, man. Like different views on life.
That's why. That's why most of the time women initiate divorce. Of the 50 or 60% of total divorces, 70% of the 50 or 60 is initiated by women, because, like he said, women respond 100% about their emotions. What is their emotions? Happy and peaceful and all the things. They're not family. They are complete opposites. If I live my life based on how happy I was or not, man, come on, man. Really? No. But that's not what it's like for me.
Well, as a guy, especially once you start to like, especially once you make the conscious decision that like, I'm starting a family, I'm responsible for family and everything, happiness is like 9th or 10th on my priority list. You know what I'm saying? Like if something makes me happy, that's like a healthy side effect. It's like, oh, hey, this made me happy, sweet. But like, I'm not expecting this to happen all the time.
Either that, or it might be a byproduct of something that you are doing.
Yeah.
You know, like for me, my happiness comes when the wife is happy. I enjoy doing it. It's a
results-based business.
Exactly. And we've said it on this show. I say it to my wife all the time. For a guy in particular, you come out the womb with requirements. And I'm good with it because I'm a dude. I'm good with it. I'm built this way. So it's kind of like when I do things.
Not only you built that way, we're programmed that at an early age.
It's both.
Yeah, at an early age, we're told that's how we're
exactly. It's both. Mm-hmm. So when something that I do has a direct result of her security or happiness and everything in between, that makes me happy. There's only a couple other things out there that are making me personally happy, but that's not really my goal in life anymore. It's like my goal in life is her. Women don't necessarily think that way because they label what I just said as like, you a pick me. If a woman said that publicly, they would call that woman a pick me. They would label her as weak. So it's like the vibe is totally different for the same job, the same task. It's like, bro, for real? But yeah. So it's a lot different.
Okay. So let me ask this. Like, is it fair to say that men and women are two sides of the same coin?
I think it's really limited, but yes, but it's a very limited answer because the answer is, like I said, is yes. However, the way we go about it is vastly different. Like I was talking to Lauren today, and it's just like, look, I keep telling you, women don't have anything that they have to do to get everything. At the end of the day, it's all about someone wants to be loved. The type of love and the things that go along with it are a little different, but it all leads back to the same thing. But at the same time, like I said, the reason why I say that it's so limited as far as how similar we are, it's like women don't have to do anything. They don't have to work. And when I say that, I mean, we spend a lot of time in society making men go to counseling, get better at your emotions, all the things. And, you know, for women, there is no police for that. That's like legit. The world doesn't tell women that. They tell women it's like, you know, decenter, self-love, and everything in between. And a lot of that men have to facilitate. So like I said on the show before, I have to do 100% of my job and at least 25% of your job to maybe have a chance. Another irony.
Can we go to that phrase, self-love? Because I have a question about women who are on the self-love campaign. And it's a real question. Am I the only one that feels like every time a woman's on a self-love campaign, it's like also correlates with a hate men campaign at the same time?
You're not wrong. Absolutely.
Because I'm just like, you know
I
what?
gotta find myself.
I could love myself without hating you.
Well, they
I'm
can't.
good at it.
Well,
I'm good at it.
I hear you, but they can't. Women can't walk and chew gum like that usually. Now, there's a handful of women that can.
No, absolutely. But what I'm saying, when I hear people really talking about how they're on the self-love train, they had to learn to love themselves and all that, I'm just curious, like, why were you ever trying to love somebody before you loved yourself?
Because
And then if you didn't love yourself, how are you ever going to communicate with anybody how you needed to be loved?
You're saying things that, okay, now we're back to the logic thing, and women don't have to respond logically. How many times have you said that?
Oh,
Many.
no, absolutely.
And because of that, they can have a whole bunch of problems with no solution and blame you for it, or separate themselves from you, hate you, resent you because you didn't chase them, and honestly not get better over time. They end up with a dude that's worse than what they had. There's no accountability, man. How many times have we said that on the show? And I'm telling you, if there's no place that you can go and you have structure and something or someone to answer to, you're not going to be very good. Now, you can say everything that you want to say about men, and I'm not saying that you're wrong, but at some point you are, and at some point it's a you problem. It's not a us problem. So that's how I feel about that.
I mean, as a guy, I take responsibility for man issues because I firmly believe in my soul that the reason these women that we talk about are the way they are is because there still is a suck-ass simp out there that'll still give them the world for bad behavior.
Yes.
Like, so as long as it's a supply and demand economy, and as long as there's a supply for these messy bitches, like, there's never going to be any, like, so no matter how much a guy tries to, like, apply logic and say, hey, you need to do this, no matter how many guys actually reflect and take accountability for their emotional, like, lack of experience and knowledge, like, no matter how much guys improve, there will still be a lot of them chicks out there, and you still got to sort through them to get to the guys. And then by the time you get to that good guy, he's been tainted by so many of these other messy bitches that now he's become the dude that you hated because now he's bitter. So it's a cycle of bitterness. Like all the women who are like, oh, you got to understand what she's been through. Like, sometimes I'm like, I wish you gave that grace to dudes.
Not gonna happen. just like the lady, the bachelorette lady. Could you imagine a dude throwing chairs and hitting his kid in the face while he's throwing chairs at a woman? Look, man, again, Lauren and I had conversation after conversation this weekend, I guess. But here's another thing that I was telling her. Women don't have to have emotional regulation. They don't.
I heard on a podcast that this lady was like, it is a man's responsibility to regulate his woman's emotions. And I was just like,
I love that face. He tried to hold back.
Makes you want to slap somebody, doesn't it?
What are you talking about? I'm trying not to cuss so much because my mom said I was cussing too much when she listened. But Mom, you know that's a messy heifer that say some stupid shit like that. Like, you know.
But how many?
Know.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
I got to be responsible for your emotions?
Yes.
But then you're going to say, I'm not emotionally intelligent?
No, you're not. I have said this on the show before. Women complain about men and violence. They are generally the most violent. Women complain about raising your voice. Generally speaking, women raise their voice in a disrespectful way much more than a man ever will. Women are much more violent, and they get away with it. It's like, but then a woman, you get mad, go to the other room, punch a hole in the wall, and all of a sudden she doesn't feel safe anymore. You went to the other room. A woman does that, and you're supposed to deal with it. In fact, a woman can slap you in your face for no apparent reason, and you're supposed to be like, okay, why did you slap me in the face? Are you okay? Is there something I can do for you? That's what they have. That's what they're used to. It's never going to change. That's why I said, write it down on a list. She is this, she is that. She is not this, she is not that. Am I going to buy into that? Am I signing up for that mortgage that never ends? Does this contract have value? No, it doesn't. Most women don't qualify for a man. I'm in the store and I'm in this headspace that I'm in right now, and I'm looking at all these mid to ugly fat women run around with dudes that pay their bills. And I'm like, if we are in a performance-driven business, and it's performance-driven for everybody, not just men, because remember, I'm a loser to start with. I'm broke, 5'5", and fat. I don't qualify for any woman. I got lucky, okay? Because it is a performance-driven business. How in the world is somebody that has to do nothing gonna be ugly and fat and get a dude to pay her bills? Because see, that paying bills is our version of what she wants. She wants somebody to protect and all the things, right? To give her choices to make her life better. This woman is walking around with a dude that's doing just that. But she looks like that. And I'm sitting here going, you don't qualify for him. And now for a commercial break.
How you doing? This is Ruben from 5 Minute Warning, and I just wanted to sit here and tell you about JTD Creations. They're the ones that made our shirts and even sweatshirts. They're pretty dope. They can put your logo on anything, shirts, jackets, hoodies, even hats. They also do Stanleys and all this other stuff. Anything you need a logo on, they can put it on. They can do it for 1 or 2 people, or they can do it for a group. It's really up to you. Hit them up on JTD Creations on Facebook. Once again, that's who 5 Minute Warning uses for all of our apparel. And trust me, you will not be disappointed. Once again, hit up JTD Creations if you need a shirt or you need anything for yourself, a family member, or your crew. And let them know that 5 Minute Warning sent you. Have a great one.
And back to the show.
You remember when those used to be the nice ones?
Fat women have never been nice, sir.
No. I didn't say fat.
Okay.
You said fat.
Okay.
I'm saying the women who knew they weren't the dimes when they had awareness, those are the ones that like leaned in on personality, would be nice, would
Are
cook.
you sure?
Yeah.
Was there a time?
Yeah, there was.
Okay.
Now, unfortunately, because guys still want vagina, those women were made to feel like it was a commodity, like that, like they had like value. And I don't mean they don't have value as a person. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, if you are looking for a 6'5" dude making over 6 figures and everything, those are the requirements that he has to have. You shouldn't be looking like you.
Joe Cosby.
Exactly.
You shouldn't be looking like you and not being extra fucking nice to me. Like, cause look, we've all seen it. Ruben, we used to talk about it all the time. We've seen a woman with a guy that we can acknowledge and we'd be like, hey man, that dude look like he got his shit together. Nice looking brother. And you see the woman, you'd be like, how did that happen? And then we thought, man, she must really stroke his ego. She must she must be willing to do all. And then once
all the dirty things you can think about.
AG, there was a point in time when that was true. There was a point in time where me and my boys used to be like, hey man, you can get a dime if you want. But I promise you, the best night you'll ever have is with a strong 6.
I can't prove it, so I'll go along. But my point is, when you open the door to shallow criteria for having somebody in your life that cares for you, women are the only gender that don't have to deal with that kind of judgment. They don't have to deal with who they are, but they can dole out and delegate exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. Because women know everything I'm supposed to be doing to be a man, but they know nothing. They know nothing about what it costs and what it requires to be a woman. Yeah, and I know they don't know what it costs and requires to be a wife. That's a whole nother conversation.
That's why I think it's interesting that they come up with these horrible ass magazines, and there's always 100 ways to catch your guy cheating, or 100 ways to make sure you got the right man, or 10 ways to make sure you can keep your relationship, or blah, blah, blah. How about talking to a dude? Like, how about you ask a guy, not chicks talking and sitting in a room and like, well,
I'm gonna tell you why, Ruben. I'm gonna tell you why.
Because it doesn't sell.
No, it's not even just because it doesn't sell, Ruben. It's because if you ask a guy, he'll tell you the truth, and they ain't here for that.
That's true. No, I'm with you. Not at all.
Like, yo, we've talked about it before, Ruben. If we all about to go out and you got on some ugly ass shit, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck you doing, bro?
You can't roll with me looking like that.
But
they do that shit.
We've all seen a group of women go out and we be like, y'all know damn well she ain't look good in that. Like, I mean, I'm not even trying to talk about it. Y'all just know she ain't look good in that.
Yeah.
Now I will say in their defense, sometimes they want it that way because they want it to make them shine. I will say that.
Oh no,
because women are savage that way.
Because they're shallow creatures.
They're not telling the truth, is what I'm saying.
Truth.
They're not telling the truth.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah,
facts.
They tell the truth when yo, man, you can't go out looking like that. What the fuck is that, man? You can't go out looking like that with me.
Well,
you can go by yourself, not with us. Though.
And even if we don't say it in a harsh term like that, we're gonna give you enough jokes about it where you're gonna know that we are serious through these jokes. Like when Ron used to wear the red collar and everything. Like he had the red collar, Like, hey, bro, like why you in all black and red highlights? Like what are we doing, man? Like every outfit has to be this.
Are you trying to look like the devil on a consistent basis?
Every outfit has to be this, like.
Bruh.
And eventually, he stopped doing it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just So, my biggest thing is like, I think what happened was somehow the script got changed, right? And those 6s thought that they were dimes. And so, of course, if you're a 6 and you think you're a 10, then that completely resets the whole list. Because if you are questionable and you think you're the best looking chick in the building, I don't need to be in that building. Because if you're the best thing and you're legit, I mean, if you were put numbers on it, if you're a legit 6, I'm almost scared to see everybody else there. Which is really messed up, right?
But I get what you're saying, but Ruben, I understand the value system that you're putting up here. But what I'm saying is there's always a homeless nigga that's willing to pick up any change. I'm just saying, they like, hey, this money spent too, baby. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I collect enough of these pennies,
I can get me a dime.
Well, not wrong.
I mean,
there's always another bus coming, so you don't. The performance there is it's unnecessary. So
I mean, I think the whole number system thing is,
well,
whatever. It's all about how you feel about it. So it's not anything that's like there's no truth in it, because when it's all said and done, we all may look at one woman, and we all will think different things about that woman.
I was just about to say, I wish so much of like, I think a lot of the issues that we have, and we're talking just like right now about these relationship issues and stuff, which is a matter of perspective. And I wish that women's insecurities weren't always placed on us, because like women feel like an innate pressure to look a certain way and everything, and that insecurity, it gets fed by the simps that just want to get what they need to get and leave. But the problem is that insecurity is like, just like you were about to say, like, yo, we can all look at the same chick and we'll give her a different score. Like, and I promise you, there's somebody out there that thinks you are it as a woman. It just is. Like, the same way that there's, you know, guys, we feel like we just need money, power, and success to get a woman. But you know what? There really are some dudes out here winning with personality. I promise you, there's some dudes out here who are really winning with personality. But we've just become like, social media just made us become so shallow, where it's just like dudes are just like, women only, bad bitches only want men with money, and women are like, men only want dudes with, you know, chicks with BBLs. And it's like, no, man, not everybody is on that boat, man. Not everybody's on that train, man. Like, we not all going to the same place. But those insecurities get fed across the table. Like, where it's guys, we feel like, I hear women all the time, I want a guy that makes more money than me. And I hear men go, well, I've heard a lot of men say, I wouldn't want a woman that makes more money than me. That's us putting that insecurity on them, the same way they're doing the aesthetic thing with us. Like, me personally, I wouldn't care.
Yeah, I don't give two shits.
That's not where my insecurity lies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I mean, but you know, I think the interesting thing you brought up, social media. I think social media enhances what is already there. So like,
it just magnifies.
I just feel like, honestly, for a very long time, it's always been that way. It's just now people feel emboldened to speak their piece. The problem is, you're speaking your piece possibly in front of a lot of people, and you know, like, look, if you think you're a dime, like Shallow Hal, man, that movie in itself talks about how people think about people from the inside and out differently. Whereas like all the boys are like, what's up with the whale? You know? Whereas the dude who got hypnotized into thinking that you see everybody for the person inside, saw her as a very skinny white woman who he thought was attractive, but she was like 280 pounds and whatever. I mean, I think, I can't remember which one of y'all said it. I mean, you're right. There's one person for everybody. And it doesn't really matter how everybody thinks about the person you're with. Because when it's all said and done, it's all about what you think about the person you're with. Because, hey, man, I might date somebody y'all might think is not cute and hideous. God knows, hopefully not. But like, you know, I think she's the greatest thing ever. What did Prince say? The most beautiful girl in the world or whatever. Hey, because when it's all said and done, as my mama said, it doesn't matter what I think, you the one who's got to sleep with her. And with that, AG, what's on your mind?
Man, it's not that I disagree with what he said, but I think when Moby said we need to stop giving out invitations to the cookout so fast, that really hit me in a way in which I started really paying attention. And I was like, yeah, the criteria needs to be, you need to have a good credit score. The only way to have a good credit score, part of the only reason to have a good credit score is not just paying your bills, not just sacrificing, but time. You have to put in time, because you start out with no credit. I don't care how old you are when you start out with no credit.
Need your credit history, man. I need that history.
Exactly. And then all this stuff that's going on, all this stuff that has gone on, where we're mistaking an ally for somebody who's like colonizing and infiltrating. Yeah, we need to up our standards. I'm not saying that whatever product or whatever you're doing or whatever is bad, but you can't do it for 5 minutes and get an invitation. Because the first time things get hard for you and you need a little bit of courage, you're going to show me who you are. And usually you're not who you say you are.
Yeah, I think, to go what you're saying, I think what the criteria to be invited to the cookout is, we need to stop inviting allies to the cookout. We need accomplices. Like, I don't need your support. I need you in it with me.
Right, that's what I was saying about you need to lose. You need to lose.
I don't need you. I don't need you support from the sideline. I need you in the game.
Yes, because I ran across something it happened on the news. These guys interviewing this older white woman that was doing the No Kings March, and he asked her about all the black people. Where all the black people? They don't need to be here. It's not for them. They need to stay home. This is a white person problem. They've done enough. This is our fight, and it is what it is.
Racism ain't my problem.
Exactly. So that is the kind of I'm about to lose it all type of thing. Because if you do stuff and you don't really have anything to lose, are you really doing anything? No, you're not. Because you haven't done anything. If you're comfortable, chances are you're not doing anything. I'm comfortable sitting in my chair like all day. But did I get anything done? No. So yeah, those instant invites to the cookout because you can spit fire, or you made a nice beat, or you said something that made people a tiny bit uncomfortable or something like that. Yeah, no, it needs to be more. It needs to be more. Because this life I have to lead, that I can't take my skin off. It's a 24-hour day thing. And you can't stand 5 minutes? Yeah, okay, whatever. You're of no use to me, sir. You're of no use to me, man. I mean, it's not like I ain't gonna speak to you, but you can't come. You're not invited. So that's what's on my mind.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. Moby, what's on your mind?
March Madness. I have not watched any of it. And you know what, man? I just realized I'm all right with that, man. Like, when I've tuned into some games, like there's a women game I was watching, when I'm tuning in, like it's awesome to be able to watch sports with no real agenda. Because I feel like so much of March Madness is just about our innate desire to want to say that we're right, which is why we do brackets and stuff. It's just like, I told you they was going to upset them. I told you they weren't any good. It's refreshing to just be like, hey, man, I just like basketball, and these motherfuckers is playing, so let me watch.
Is that what you think?
Like, hey, these people are pretty good at basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Let you watch.
I think I'll watch. I think I'll take a gander at this. You know what I'm saying? Let's see.
Take a gander.
It's cool to not know any players' names too. It's like, hey man, I don't know who 24 is, but man, he getting buckets today. Like it's a whole new experience, because I used to be so tapped in with sports where I was watching games and I'm like, I know all the players, I know who I think is good, who I like, to just watch and be like, hey, I don't know who that is, but hey, they getting buckets today. Like, I don't know if this is a one-time thing or if they was like this all the time, but but I'm just like, man, like, I feel like we need to take a back seat from sports for a little bit. I think you can appreciate sports so much more when you don't necessarily know the people's names. I get it, that's not good for money and revenue and all that, because it's hard to market number 22.
Number 22.
Jesus.
But like, yo, man, like, when I'm tuned into the games, it's just like, hey man, this is just basketball. I don't know half the coaches. I do miss that. Like, college basketball used to have the greatest coaches, and I don't mean like greatest as coaches, I mean personalities. Like, the press conferences, like I'm glad Tom Izzo's still kicking because, like, yo, I watched his press conference. I'm just like, hey, man, you are still there, bro. You are still a coach with personality. Like, even the asshole coaches that say stupid shit, like Rick Pitino. Like, I'm still I'm still here for it though, because like the personalities used to be what was cool about college basketball. Like, I get it. NIL, players making money, player empowerment. I'm bored. But hey, don't you pretend that basketball or college basketball wasn't more exciting when you thought Bob Knight might throw a chair at a motherfucker. That truly had me engaged.
Bob Knight is a personal hero. Bob Knight is a personal hero. You can say what you want.
Seeing Coach K on the sideline and being like, I know you're an asshole in real life. And just like feeling that in my soul. Like every time I would see him and the commentators would talk so glowingly about this dude that I know in my heart is an asshole. Like I ain't got no actual evidence of it. But don't act, AG, I know you a Duke fan, but don't act like that motherfucker don't look like an asshole. Like you know he got some asshole tendencies. It's cool to be a fan, but you know at the end of the day, like if you heard about Coach K doing some dickish shit, you'd be like, it fits.
I've never denied it. I mean, I don't know what he's like when he's not coaching. I'm sure he's a little different that way, but in between the lines and during the season or to a player, oof, I wouldn't want it.
Like I said, man, college basketball is more interesting when the coaches were the story. Like, I'm not for players not getting their money and everything. Get your paper. But I'm just like, hey, man, you'll get me when you got some coaches choking the motherfucker again. Like, I'll be here for it.
I mean, look, I said it earlier. Bob Knight is a personal hero of mine, whether you like it or not. And honestly,
and I actually hate it. As a former athlete, I hated Bob Knight. And the reason I hated Bob Knight is because I'm like, you're getting away with this stuff and saying the stuff that you're saying to these kids because these kids have no choice but to deal with it. You're holding their lives in their hand. And I always just hope one day there would be one. And he got out. He got out before it happened because I promise you, in this new day and age, Bob Knight would have got his jaw broke by somebody. If these kids out here making too much money to let this motherfucker in a tight ass sweater talk shit to them and talk about sending them back to the hood like he used to say, I promise you, Bob Knight would have caught the 2-piece and a biscuit.
But I will say
that kid would have hit the transfer portal real quick.
And I'll say this, man. Like the dude who got choked out. All I'm gonna say is he set him up. So like I feel as though, I mean, if you set him up to get choked, I guess to get him out, you decide to get choked. Well, I mean,
how you set a coach up? Because he intentionally said or did something that he knew that this grown ass man couldn't control his emotions and would put
wrong or
hands on
right.
him.
Wrong or right, I understand what you're saying.
Hey, bro, AG,
wrong or right,
the most diabolical victim blamer. This dude loves blaming the victim. AG, how many times have we had a story about something where this dude has magically found a way for it to be the victim's fault?
Many times.
That dude set him up, so sometimes you just gotta choke a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all right.
All I'm saying was he had his boy up in the Raptors, videotaping everything, and I don't think he expected to get choked.
But Ruben,
I think
you're thinking about it like he set him up like that. So my logic is saying if he knew it was that easy, that means this happened before. So that's not a setup. That's basically following a pattern. You think this kid was the first kid that Bob Knight put hands on?
Definitely not.
Exactly. So how you get set up? He got set up to do the same thing he always does. That's not a setup, sir.
Hold on, man.
That's not a setup.
But here's the thing. This is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say it like this. One, as y'all always say, he had a complexion for protection, and on top of that, he was a bench router anyway. He wasn't a starter.
Less value. He has less value, Ray G. He didn't start.
He does. So he set him up. I mean, look, man.
So
I'm not
AJ
sitting here saying. Hold on. I'm not sitting here saying that Bob Knight was in the right. I'm not. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is, I mean, he earned it. The dude earned the ability to get Bob Knight out of Indiana.
So
you
AJ,
just had to take a choke.
by Ruben's definition,
Oh Jesus!
if I know Ruben, I know Ruben is on a diet, and I put a bucket of fried chicken at the table,
I mean that shit.
and he eats it, I set him up.
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
Yeah, kind of.
Now, AG, did I set him up, or did I just know that he was gonna eat that fried chicken? So it's not really a hard setup. A setup is when I have to go out of my way to do some shit to get you to do, like, you. If I put a bucket of fried chicken on the table and you can't control yourself, bro, you was gonna eat that fried chicken like whether I made it or you'd have got it yourself. Like Bob Knight was gonna choke a motherfucker whether this kid upset him or the next kid upset him. That's not a setup, sir. That's just happened to be a dude with a camera. That's it.
All I'm saying is, you put the bucket of chicken there.
Rodney King set up the police too, AG. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know what you want to say on that.
Oh my God.
Like that might be a little bit too much.
That's another podcast, sir.
he knew them police didn't like niggas in that neighborhood. He drove through anyway. Set him up.
I think in Ruben's situation, two things can be true at the same time. Because Mo right. I don't think Bob Knight was being out of pocket in that particular moment. I think it's something that's happened a lot. Because I've seen him do things publicly, meaning I was watching a game and saw it.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, it's like you knew what you were doing because you're facilitating it, no matter how easy it was.
Yep.
You still guided him to slaughter. And no, he was not regulated emotionally at all. He never was. And he's got
knew that.
He's got a whole institution and another institution and another institution that allowed him to behave poorly. And no one would ever come out and say, as far as his peers, you foul and you need to get together.
Because he was winning.
It didn't matter when he wasn't winning. But yes, winning helps.
When he got fired, he wasn't winning.
He wasn't at all.
They weren't
Oh
winning.
yeah. But all I'm saying is, like, you know, you can sit here and say what you want, but the last undefeated Indiana team was one that he ran.
I hear what you're saying.
So that's
He had
all that
clout.
matters.
He had clout. And
He won, AG.
everybody in Indiana was scared to fire him. Even after that, they were scared to fire him. But they had to do it. And it's just, I'm not sitting here saying he did the right shit. Because he probably shouldn't have choked the kid and put him up in the air. That's a little fucked up. Like, however, all I'm saying is he didn't just walk to the room and grab the kid and choked him up. The kid clearly said something, or like, I ain't doing that shit. You would do what the fuck I tell you to do. I mean, that's just like, hey,
Ruben
that's
Brown,
just like,
5-minute warning says,
Nah,
hey
man.
kids, as long as you win, you can choke a bitch.
hey, all I'm saying is,
As long as you win, you can. Hey, you go undefeated. You can choke as many bench riders as you want.
I mean, parents do it all the time, man. There are some parents who do it all the time. You say the wrong thing, you get slapped in the face. I'm just saying. I ain't saying it's right, but that's what it is. And the kid knew if he said some shit out of pocket to his dad, that especially if he was drunk or intoxicated or whatever, he knew what he was getting. I'm not saying it's right that the parent hit the kid. I'm not. But
Kind of are.
no, I'm not.
Kind of are.
No,
Don't
I'm
do
not
that.
saying
Don't
that.
do that, man.
That's lying.
Don't do
Chico.
that.
That's lying. I'm not saying that's right. I'm saying, like, hey, cause and effect.
True. That part is true.
I mean, so, like, look, you can sit here and about Bobby Knight. I get you, whatever you want. But when it's all said and done, yeah, that shit was cause and effect. Because if he ain't done what he did, Bobby Knight wouldn't have choked him.
Domestic abuse. Best statement. If she wouldn't have made me so mad, I wouldn't have slapped the shit out of her.
You need to stop.
I'm just saying, he's giving the same argument, AG.
I hear what you're saying. You're not wrong, but just man, you gotta let it go, man.
And that is wrong, actually, because I'm just saying. You know,
That's what you just said.
that's really not what I just said.
That's literally word for word. If he wouldn't have done what he did, Bobby Knight wouldn't have choked him. So a dude can say, if she wouldn't have said what she said, I wouldn't have slapped the shit out of him.
But it was premeditated what he did. That's the difference. He went in there with a plan to do such. That's the difference. Period. Than the other stuff. So like, you know, I'm not saying all the other stuff about the you know, blah blah blah, you know, if she didn't do this, whatever. No. This dude went in there with a plan to do this. And that's why he is in the wrong. I'm not saying Bobby Knight is
I'm trying to
right.
figure out how he's in the wrong.
Because he went, today I'm going to do this, so he would do this.
So
Period. No
matter what I say, if you hit me, I am not in the wrong. Now, I understand there's certain things that I can say that I should be prepared for, but when you're in an authoritative position with somebody's life in your hand, which at the time, the college coaches had players' lives in their hand, me saying, fuck you, no matter what I say, you should have enough emotional regulation where you don't just choke me. There should be no way I can set you up like that. All he had to do is say, leave my gym. Don't be here no more.
Once again, nobody said he did not have emotion. He did not have enough emotional regulation. All I'm saying is the dude had a plan. Hey, I want you to go up into the Raptors, and when we have practice, I'm going to get Bobby Knight upset so he would do something to me, and you're going to catch it on video so we can get rid of this guy. That is premeditated. That's all I'm saying. And that's the difference between, hey, you didn't cook my dinner right, slap. No, because she did not premeditate not to cook his dinner right.
Several women have premeditated that as an excuse to shoot their husband.
I mean, I don't.
And we don't call them criminals. We call them victims.
I mean, and I'm not saying there's anything right or wrong with that. I'm just saying it's, you know, you can't sit here.
I'm just saying my analogy is going to stand strong. You're basically excusing the abuser and blaming the victim because you don't want to call them a victim because what they did caused the abuser to lose control.
What they did is decided, I'm going to do this today.
And he could have decided he wasn't going to choke him.
Yeah, but he knew that wasn't going to happen. That's all I'm saying. Like, it's just like, hey, it's one thing is you hit me, I shoot you because you hit me. Or I'm going to walk in here and shoot him today. That's two different things. Two different things. And that's what I'm saying. You know? And we can agree to disagree, and I'm very fine with that. But they are two different things. I think he was a great coach. It just, I mean, I don't agree with all his tactics.
Two different statements.
First of all, I did not watch the Duke game, AG, but that shot was stupid.
That was great. I loved it.
You know, it was crazy.
Absolutely.
I mean, but if you're going to win, you win like that. From the logo.
Well, I mean, they deserve to lose. I promise you that. And it started 2 minutes before the first half was over. I was like, this is not good. So
I didn't understand. Once again, I didn't watch it. You probably watched the whole thing. I didn't understand why they were trying to move it so quickly. Because, I mean, I watched, you know, the last, obviously, 10 seconds or whatever that they got the turnover. I don't know. Maybe they didn't really show the clock. Was it like 30 seconds left on the clock or something?
No, 10.
So
they could have held the ball and not violated half court, not gotten a half court violation and still won the game.
Yeah. So why didn't they do that?
Once they got the inbound pass and got it farther away from the baseline, because when Caden Boozer threw it, he didn't have to throw that. He didn't have to try to throw that pass. He could have just sat there and ran around for 10 seconds. Because actually, by the time he got the ball, 5 seconds had expired. So he was golden.
So why did he just run around with the ball?
Mental awareness, mental fortitude was not there. Because you can't tell me that they hadn't been coached. I don't want to hear that part.
Yeah.
They just broke down mentally. It's like they were ahead by 19 points when they went into halftime. Should have been up by 20 something. But UConn scored 4 points before the half. Duke scored none. And I looked at my wife and I was like, this is not good. Because I want to see who Duke is when UConn's offense wakes up. Because they weren't shooting well in the first half. They just weren't. That's how they got down. Yeah. And so I said, I want to see what Duke's all about when they start making some buckets. And sure enough, when they did, it was over. The only thing that beat Duke, honestly, if they would have had 20 less seconds on the clock and maybe one more point, then we're not talking about this. But they didn't have enough lead to last 15 minutes. They couldn't last 15 minutes.
UConn didn't take the lead to that shot, right?
Yeah, that's the first time they had a lead. No, actually, they had the lead by 1 point, and then Duke came down and scored, and that made it a 2-point game. And then all Duke had to do, because the Duke missed the first free throw.
Yeah.
And then they didn't get the rebound. All Duke had to do was get the ball in bounds, and then they couldn't do it. And I said to Lauren, I was like, look, all they got to do is get the ball in bounds. Even if he made both free throws, they'd still be up by 1. And I'm like, but they couldn't do it. And all I saw. Do you think
it was a freshman thing, or you think
no? I think that you're either mentally tough, and all the things that means, or you're not. And I saw players all season that I didn't see tonight. I don't know who those players were. I have no idea. They were doing things. I was like, I know y'all coach better than that, because I've seen it. And for y'all to do that, John Shire must have been out of his freaking mind. Who are these people? So again, like I said, and I'm not a basketball aficionado. I love Duke basketball. I watch it. It's great, but I don't know the game. But if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a duck. And the team that I saw tonight was awful. The team that I saw tonight, I haven't seen since never.
Oh, wow.
This is going back to 2025. I haven't seen this team ever. I'm like, who are y'all right now? They deserve to lose. Congratulations to UConn, because the only reason UConn won tonight is because they were better from the neck up.
Well, they are a bunch of juniors and seniors. So.
Whatever. You can give me all the reasons why, but the bottom line is, to me, is the team that was mentally tough was the team that won. And if Duke could have scored on 2 or 3 possessions, again, we're not having this conversation. But they didn't. They got rattled because of poor officiating. They got rattled because of this or that. They got rattled, and I could tell because a lot of shots wouldn't go down. I saw people have terrible footwork. I saw lazy passes. I saw passes that never should have been thrown. I'm like, who are y'all? So again, it is what it is, man. I'm a Duke fan, but I'm a truth teller too. Y'all need to go home. Because honestly, y'all would have got to the Final Four and got smoked. If this is what you're gonna put out there as a product, y'all would have went to the Final Four next week and get weekend and got smoked. And I'm talking about, and I'm not even talking about the 2 teams that are actually the best teams in the tournament. I'm talking about Illinois. They would have smoked them. Playing like this.
Yeah, Illinois shocked the world.
Well, they're there for a reason.
I mean,
you only got
Go ahead.
I was just saying, you only got to win 6 games over 3 weekends, bruh. That's all it is. And right now, Illinois is in the Final Four and Duke is going home. And we all know who the better team is. But it don't matter, because who going home and who ain't. That's what it boils down to.
There you go.
I mean, I'll be watching next year, but enjoy your little money that you're making, and have a nice summer. But you let a situation, not a player, you let a situation make you look weak. There was a situation that made you look like you are playing JV basketball in 8th grade. You weren't, the moment was bigger than you were, sir. All of them. Now, again, like I said before, a lot of calls, the officiating was terrible and inconsistent. It was really inconsistent. And you could tell that they were getting rattled. Every point that UConn would score and every stop that Duke didn't get, and the deficit was less and less and less, nah, it was over.
It was weird because they were playing in, if I'm correct, they were playing in DC.
Yes.
So, like, it was pretty much equidistance from UConn
it was.
and Duke. So, I mean, like, it should have been pretty much close to being a 50-50 split as far as fans go.
Sure, that wasn't it. That wasn't it at all.
They just mentally,
man, I'm telling you, and I don't care what anybody says tomorrow morning, Duke was not. No, UConn was better from the neck up for 20 minutes. Actually, 22. Because this all started with 2 minutes left in the second half. I mean, in the first half.
Yeah.
And I knew it. I had a feeling. I was like, that's not good. They would go minutes at a time without scoring. I'm like, what in the world?
You think they coasted?
No, like I said before, I think they had a nice lead, and they weren't able to handle it when UConn wouldn't go away. And UConn kept executing, getting and ones, and then you add on all the stuff that was out of their control, like the officiating, and then you're looking at the lead and you're playing not to lose because you're supposed to be the better team, and all the things are playing in your mind as opposed to playing the game. And you can't tell, again, like I said before, you can't tell me they got out-coached because I've seen this team before. But the team that showed up today, no, sir. They needed to go back to Durham. They'll be okay. It'll be next year.
For some of them, anyway.
Some of them, but whatever.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, you know, as far as what's on my mind, honestly, like Moby said, March Madness was here, but it really was. I watched some, but, you know, as far as the upsets and stuff, that didn't really happen, which is fine, except for Iowa beating Florida. I mean, that was a gigantic upset because nobody expected Iowa to get to the Elite Eight, like Iowa, a nice seed, you know. But yeah, man, some 8-year-old still has a perfect bracket in the women's tournament.
Yeah.
Like, what? That's craziness. But that's what March Madness is all about. Other than that, man, it's just, I am very excited. I've surgery in 2 weeks.
For what?
On the foot. They're gonna clean it out and put a graft on it, a skin graft.
Okay.
To help it heal.
Okay.
So hopefully, we're getting close. We went from 8 centimeters in February to half that a week ago.
Nice.
So, yeah. I'm ready to be done with this damn foot.
I am too.
The next surgery, they just cut this bitch off and I'm a peg-legged.
Don't say that. Because I hope you can avoid that.
I hope I can avoid that too, but that's where I'm at, man. I got 3 toes, man. I was looking at my toes the other day. I was like, socks will be easier to put on now. But,
understood.
Hey, yeah. Other than that, man, I'm ready to be done. Almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years in a couple weeks, actually. So, just ready to be done, man. Just ready to be done.
I hear you.
And with that being said, I'd like to thank everybody for listening to and being with us today. Brand new episode of 5 Minute Warning. Of course, we do this every Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, until we feel like getting off the air. Tell a friend, tell an enemy, just tell someone about us. You know, hey, we're going to be here for you every Sunday, even Easter Sunday. Even Easter Sunday, that's right. We're going to celebrate Easter with you next week. So, make sure you get that Easter food in, and you sit back with your belly full and watch us at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, JTD Creations, hit us up. Facebook. Once again, like I said, all the time, they do not do things on people. You have hats and clothes and Stanleys and all that, just not people. They're not tattoos. So we're not doing that. But with that being said, hey, we'll be back next week. And everybody have a great Easter Sunday. And we will check you out. And as always, peace, love, hair grease, soul, and deuces.
Email us at 5minutewarning19@gmail.com. And also leave comments on Facebook and Twitch. Search 5 Minute Warning. Contact us on Twitter at AG_FMW podcast, at Newsman25, at FMW 2019. Contact us on Instagram, Moby 5 Minute Warning, AG_5 Minute Warning, Newsman25. You can listen to the podcast at Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. Thank you for listening. This has been another episode of
The 5 Minute Warning.
It seems like there's a lack of diversity here today. That it's mostly people who look like you and I. And I just
It is not for black people, for people of color to get out on the street. They're at risk when they do that. If anybody's going to get arrested here, it's going to be a black person. It is not safe for them, and they don't need to participate. We need to walk in their name.
Gotcha. Okay. Wow. Okay. What do you think about voter ID? Do you think it's racist?
It's 100% a tactic to control the population and prevent people from voting, so that the only votes so that the gerrymandering can work, so that white voters can vote in white Christian males.
Have you been voting blue most of your life?
I voted blue in the womb.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
If you had to vote for a Republican, J.D. Vance or Rubio, which one would you pick if you had to?
Yeah.
I would slit my throat.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Miss me with that once you go black, you never go back bullshit, okay? I have gone black, and I have successfully come back a few times, I might add, and I have been married to the same white woman for almost 10 years now. And let me tell you, there is not a single day that goes by where I don't regret it deeply. You know what my food tastes like? Nothing. You know what's in my seasoning cabinet? Nothing. Salt. That's it. We got salt for seasoning. It's not enough. It's not enough. The same fucking salt shaker lasts us a whole fucking year. I got a white-ass wife, white-ass kids, white-ass life. Nothing has flavor. We are so white. And I don't appreciate you reminding me in my videos about how white we are and the life that I could have had if I stuck to my guns and dealt with, a little bit more drama, perhaps a little bit more attitude, but I was down for it. It was fun. Here I am with the same fucking tasty food every day. The same fucking food every day. Happy Halloween.
You women want the truth, but then when the truth is something you don't want, we have the problem. No, it can't work that way. Like, my wife keeps giving me pop quizzes, and she don't like that I'm brutally honest. She came home the other night, she goes, "Can I ask you a question? And can you answer it truthfully without worrying about my reaction?" Yeah, I can't wait. She goes, "I'm going to ask you, and I want you to answer quickly so I know your answer is the truth." I said, "Go ahead. Am I your best friend?" "No." She goes, "I'm not your best friend." "No, you're not even 8th on the list." Stupid question. She goes, "How come? Give me a reason." "I'll give you a couple reasons. I like fishing, you think fish smell. I like hunting, you think it's cruelty to animals. I like golf, you think it's for old people. I like baseball, you think it's slow. I like basketball, you think it's fast. I like football, you don't understand the rules. I like playing video games, you think they're made for kids, and you don't even watch porn. How the fuck are you my best friend?" We have nothing in common. She goes, "We have 2 kids." That should have been your first clue. I would have never got my best friend pregnant. That's stupid.
Hey, look here. I know we're going off the air for a little bit, but I need 10 to 15 seconds to say to you. Okay, look, I've never in my life tried to really go at you in your suits and stuff. Tonight, I am stressing to you. You take this outfit home and you burn it. We don't want to see this. I know you don't double back with outfits. I've never seen you in an outfit twice, but you take this right here. I don't care if it's Versace, name brand. It costs
Saeed.
No, Saeed, I don't care. You take this and you burn it.
It's not any part I can keep?
No, nothing. So when you get done with this, you should be butt-ass naked. This should be burned, okay? It's good to see you, like always. In the shoes, too. Just burn them, okay? Just burn it. Don't ask no questions. Just burn the red socks, which people can't see at home. Take all of this, handkerchief, lime thong, all that. Burn it, okay?
Fire sale?
Burn it. Gasoline, kerosene, either one. Okay? Tell Ernie, Kenny, say hello. Give my best to Charles. Miss you, boy. See you well in a minute.